heard from the entrepreneurs, the speaker on entrepreneurship. So far, we've discussed how innovation is really important in terms of moving a business forward. And we've also discussed on how the business sense is very important in terms of making sure that it's sustainable, making money. Our last speaker is also a entrepreneur now, but he's going to talk to us today about his citizenship and why he cares, and why he's doing that. So guys, I'd like to introduce you to Harvard, good friend. Let's give him a round of applause.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Good morning. Okay, so thank you for staying because it's not nice when I don't have an audience. So just to make sure that you're still alive, can you tap the person beside you and say, "Buhay ka pa ba?" To make it even better, why don't you this time hold the person on your right, huwag mo grabbing hold, but just on the shoulder. Put your hands on the shoulder beside you, maybe on your right. And then, why don't you shake them? You know, parang lindol lang. So, just like what happened last night. Who among you felt it? You felt the earthquake last night? Raise your hand. You felt it? Okay, for some of you, hindi nyo na-feel, isabihin, manid kayo. Hindi nyo nakakarinig. So, just want to make sure that you are still here with me. I want to give you what I call, that this will integrate everything that we've talked about today. And essentially, I'm going to talk about care. Kasi dito, kayo ay merong tinatawag nating maalaga kayo taas ang kamay. You care about people. It's a natural thing for you to actually reach out and share what you have for others. Maybe not necessarily material things, but also your guidance, your wisdom to other people. So if that's you, then this is for you. If that's not you, you don't care so much, then hopefully this presentation would make you care more. Okay? Kasi importante pong mag-alaga, kasi that makes anything sustainable. If you don't care about your employees, if you don't care about your business, I promise you it will die as soon as possible. So relationship building or care is essentially the most important thing. So, before I start with my presentation, I'd like to share to you my background. First, I need to figure out how to click it. Ito lang. Now, besides learning how to care, we also need to learn how to click. Her presentation was more or less technical, but my presentation will be more of inspiring. So it will move you to actually do something for other people. Yun. Okay, so let's start. So, just like our previous speaker, she also has a lot of hats. I'm going to tell you my hats, and they're all colorful. So let me start with my ministry. Today I'm going to talk about You Happy Events. That is my platform for caring for our marginalized children in our communities. I'm also part of 414 Pilipinas, which is a group that reaches out to children through the gospel. I'm also part of Zonta, shall I say,
women's group yan, di ba?
A women's group for a lot of people. But 7 years ago, I was inducted as the first male member of that group.
Wow.
I'm also into hosting, so I actually host a lot of events that we do for children. And I'm also a public speaker, something that I do sometimes. It's not necessarily just about caring, but it's also about business. And that's also something I like doing. I'm also, of course, in the business. And just like our previous speakers, they're entrepreneurs just like me. So my main business is actually an insurance broker. So I make sure that people are protected by having an insurance policy. And I'm also a restaurateur. I manage a string of different brands that talks about eating. Okay, how long you like to eat? Yung iba nagde-deny pa, pero kitang-kita naman. Okay, so these are some of the brands that I handle. And some of the branches are actually located in Cebu. I'm also a food blogger. So I actually ventured into food blogging because I'm in the restaurant business and I want to discover more places to actually enjoy eating. Pero I actually don't eat so much. As you can see, sexy pa rin. Diba? So, as a food blogger, I'm also a part-time artista. Pwede? Pwede? And then I'm also a hero. Okay? For some of the children that we reach out to, I'm actually, or our group, or the people in our group are considered heroes to the children. And I want all of us here in this room to also be looked up to as heroes, mga bayani ng mga bata, to be able to achieve their dreams in life. The Gospel said in Matthew 20, verse 28, that just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give His life as a ransom for many. Who am I not to serve when Jesus Himself is someone who actually serves His people? And that's one of my, shall I say, things that are one of the reasons why I actually do what I do. I could actually reach out to the older generation, or the older people. I could reach out to the business sector, but I chose to reach out to children because of this picture. When we, as a group, not just us, but each and everyone in this room, can take part in changing this picture and making it a better reality, why can't we do that? This picture was taken in the garbage dump in Tondo, Manila. It used to be called Smoky Mountain, but it's no longer recognized as that because of the branding that was attached to it. But this is a really interesting picture because the child is still happy despite of the horrendous, okay, and unchild-friendly environment that he is in. So that's really the motivation. I'm showing you a mayonnaise because this is where it all started. In 1998, I was part of a organization in LaSalle. That's where I studied. And our first project exposure was to make sandwiches for children on the streets. So dito pa nagsimula yung ating compassion for children. We already had that. Each one has that already. But this one was a more vivid picture because I was practically doing that and going around Metro Manila and distributing sandwiches using Ladies' Choice. After that, several years later, in 2006, I launched You Happy Events, which is a group that really more of young professionals who share the same common interests of reaching out to children. What we do is we provide sustainable support by providing a platform for volunteers and sponsors to reach out to children. In other words, we are actually a group that organizes charity events. So kung kayo po ay interesado mag-celebrate ng birthday, for example, or your company is in line to do a social responsibility, then we are the group that can do it for you. So we are partners with 118 organizations, okay, different NGOs all over Metro Manila. So we are only based in Metro Manila. And since 2006, we've done 946 events. Konti lang. Minsan-minsan lang namin ginagawa. So, reaction wala na. Ano wala yung reaction? Sarcastic na ba? Anyway. So, our team has been doing so much for children, enabling normal people to be special people by interacting with children. Ano yan? Every weekend yan, meron kaming ginagawa. So, next. So this is the current renewal of our business contract. So we actually a professional organization today that actually transacts with an official receipt. Okay, hindi po yung sige, daan na lang sa table. So we are actually a legit organization because we wanna tell people that we are not in here just now. We're here for a long term, and we wanna be professional about what we do. Kasi nung nagsimula po kami, or nagsimula po yung grupo namin, ako po lahat yung gumagawa. No? Nakita niyo po, ako yung host, ako rin yung photographer. Hirap na. Picture muna tayo. Ayan, so, and then, of course, the compassion and people saw what I was doing, eventually the group expanded. let me share to you our transition. How did we become a small organization who was pretty much all me to a vibrant, considering a lot of people already in the group doing multiple things for the group. So we did what we call transition. Ano yung mga important things that we did? We valued so much documentation. So everything that we did since 2006 is actually recorded in our website. We have a lot of pictures, even stories about what happened are all there. So when we document, we can establish higher credibility to our stakeholders. We also build manpower slowly. And today, this is our group who has been doing events with us every weekend. We also develop concepts. We believe that concepts are important to get people more interested, to care. This is a poster that we had last year in our May event. We do a annual big event to tap more volunteers. So we had an event called Street, which was focused on enabling street children to actually go to school. So yun po yung goal ng event na to. We also value tools. In our website, we have what we call create your own event. So you go to the site, and all you do is to click on things that you need to be able to start your own event. So click lang po. It's very easy, it's very friendly, because we want to make it easier for people to actually do what we do. We also have equipment. This is my office. As you can see, it doesn't look nice, but we have stuff that we invested in so that we don't have to keep on buying the same things, and so we're going to be able to be wise in our resources that was given to us and utilize them every event. And then we also innovated some fundraising activities. Last time, or in 2011, we partnered with Coffee Bean. So if you want to join an event, you pay them 300 pesos, okay? And then they give you free coffee, and then you have access to the event that you want to go to, okay? Today, Coffee Bean does it themselves already. Kumbaga, ginamit lang kami. Pero okay lang na. Kasi ang point ko ng You Happy Events is to copy us so that more of us can actually do services for children. The brand equity was also important. We want to be able to continue to develop the brand logo. So as you can see, we started with the purple one and made it red. And today, this is our logo already. So why is the logo important? Because that represents your group. What does the logo mean? Yung pong cartoon character on the left represents the child, and the U represents ikaw. Kayo po yung U. And then the child is hugging you to represent appreciation for your care for their life. Yun po yung ibig sabihin ng aming logo. Okay, next. I'm going to show you some of the activities we've done in the last 10 years. So that is a play that we did for children. So we gave them an 8-week session on how to act, how to perform, how to sing, how to dance, and they were their own product. And we sold tickets and raised 200,000 for the children of Nueva de Pebrero Elementary School. This is another event we call this skate date, wherein the children had their first experience in ice. So initially they were very afraid to walk on hard water, but after 1 hour they did not want to leave. So it was difficult dragging them out of the ice skating rink. We had events like, we call that Larong Pinoy. So we brought back Larong Pinoy to the volunteers and to the children. We also had a fun run. We also had, we also planted kids. We planted trees with the kids, rather. We also had a trip to Wawa Dam in Montalban. We also had activities like art workshops, wherein we taught kids through our pool of artists on how to paint, on how to show your craft to the audience. Today, this group, Shepherd of the Hills, that's already one of their ways to actually generate income for themselves. So they have exhibits on their art material to sustain their future. This is another activity we call it You Can Build. So we went around by Marikina town to be able to refurbish the area. So we had tree planting, we had painting of nursery schools, and we cleaned together with the community the area in Marikina. We also have events like teaching them how to do boxing, or a platform for them to actually present their talents and skills to a higher audience. We also have activities like simple ones like art workshops, or even how to build a kite and fly it with the volunteers. We also have field trips like Kidzania, and we also have a Mystery Manila tour, which we did last year. So why am I showing you this? Because when you talk about innovation, like I said, you have to be able to attract people to join you through creative and meaningful activities. So we pride ourselves on doing things out of the box so that you can participate with us. And essentially, if you want to tap your own community, that's also what you need to do. Hindi pwede yung, Pinoy Henyo tayo, o sige, tapos sabayan natin ang trip to Jerusalem. So yes, that's good interaction, but how much impact does a normal activity do versus something very creative? So importante po na na-attract mo na natin sila to be able to help. Donation programs is also something that we do. So as a platform for sponsors, as a bridge, we actually enable people to donate through us, and then kami po yung nagbibigay dun sa aming mga beneficiaries. We also have Nourishment program. It's been running now for 3 years. And this is a 3 times a week program wherein children get to have regular feeding so that they can actually retain knowledge in school. We also have a learning center that we established 2 years ago. To the help of different people, we put up a Gawad Kaliga nursery center in Tanay Rizal. Medyo mahal siya ng konti, pero it was one of the ways for us to tell the community that we care. And the community responded back by saying, we care about what you showed us, and we're going to build the house for our community. So it's what we call sweat equity, wherein most of the labor was actually done for free by the same people around the community. Why do we need to pursue volunteerism? Why do we need to care? And why do we need to actually go outside of our door and bother other people? When you say bother, yung iba kasi ayaw nilang pakialaman sila. Pero pakialaman pa rin natin. Because we have a responsibility to our community. Hindi pwedeng buhay mo lang ang importante sa'yo. Buhay ng iba is also as important. You get all these things when you pursue volunteerism. It's actually ultimately about self-fulfillment. When we are fulfilled as people, we can do more things. How many of you, you've given anything to someone? Raise your hand. Given anything to someone? Mga selfish pala ito mga tao. Kaya pala kailangan ng to. Oo. Taas po ang kamay. Nagbigay po kayo ng kahit ano, tinapay or whatever. Self-fulfillment talks about a reward system. Have you ever felt good when you gave something to someone? How long you felt good? Raise your hand. Felt good? How long you felt bad? Kasi selfish ka talaga. Okay? It's rarely an impact to us that we are actually feeling bad when we give something to others, because the product of generosity is actually goes back to you. And that's what I call a reward system. So kung gusto nyo pong lalo ma-fulfill, one of the essential points is really to be more caring. I have no idea who Dana Zor is, but he has a great quote for us. It says, I am a co-creator and active agent in this universe who makes things happen. If I want the world to change, I have to change it. A lot of us blame our leaders for the things that don't happen. What about blaming yourself for not being part of that change that you want to happen? Kasi mahirap po magturo ng magturo. Kung ikaw mismo, hindi mo ginagawa yung gusto mo mangyari. One of the things that we want to push in our group is everybody should be a game changer. Ikaw muna, bago ka magturo ng iba. Essentially, when you are doing something for others, you have the right to tell others to do the same. But if you're not doing that, what right do you have to tell others what to do? So it always starts with you first. Our website is called youhappyevents.com. If you want to learn more about what we do as a platform for caring for children, go ahead and explore that. I also want to show you a, well, this is my last slide. To capture everything I've said today, I want to do an acronym which I call LIFE. Our previous speaker talked about death. One of the things she talked about was death. But while we're still alive, let's talk about life. The first letters, well, nawala naman ng connect, pero life na lang yung first letter. The first word is life, and it's about life of others. Okay, I said here, life is not just how one lives, but how one helps others live theirs. So, I want to go back to what I said minutes ago and say, it's not just about you. It's also about the people around you. The next I is influence. Everyone here in this room has a certain level of influence. At the very least, you have influence around your family. When you want to alter things or direction in your family, you can do something because of the relationship that you have. Whatever degree of influence also you have with the community around you, use that to be able to empower them to care for other people. Na-realize ko po nung bata ako na meron akong sinasabi sa mga tao na nakikinig sila. So ginamit ko yun para makinig sila sa mga magandang bagay. Sayang eh. Sayang influensya ko kung hindi ko gagamitin sa tama. The next one is, as your influence, you have to forward it. A lot of us, when people do something for us, okay, we say thank you, and that's good. But how about, because you've done something for me, I'm gonna do something for others. And that's what forward means. There is a guy named Pastor Bill Wilson. When he was 7 years old, his mother left him in the bench, in a park. And the mother said, I will come back for you. But after 2 days, the mother did not show up. To this day, Pastor Bill Wilson never met his mother. But there was a pastor who reached out to him that day and invited him to church. Today, Pastor Bill Wilson is part of Metro World Child, which is the largest NGO that helps children all over the world. Now, how about that for an impact? If someone helped you to bounce back in life because I was abandoned, instead of just responding back to the person who helped him, he responded by helping even more children around the world. The last E is what I call establish. I'm sure everyone here is not a millennial, based on my visual. But if you are not a millennial, I'm sure you've heard of Facebook. Now, kung mga year you're in Facebook, raise your hand. Yung ating mga yun. Okay. If you've heard of Facebook, we have a term there which you call timeline. Ano po naman ang timeline natin? Kung mahilig po tayo kumain, may mga food shots. Kung mahilig po tayo sa ating mga sarili, meron tayong mga selfies. Okay? Pero, why not put essential, important things in that timeline? How about a picture of helping someone else? How about an invitation to be able to do something else for other people? Haluan po natin ang mga gandang bagay that will inspire other people to care even further. I have here a picture of my own timeline or my own wall in my house wherein I specifically dedicated an area to remember everything I've accomplished. Not for my own benefit, but for me to keep on going on what I've initially started. Lahat po yan mga IDs na mga service-oriented projects that I started since 1998. So, super dahil po yan. Minsan madumi na yan, so hindi kailangan din linisin. So, and lastly, I want to invite you to follow my adventures. My adventure speaks about me as a normal person. Like I said, I wear a lot of hats, colorful as they are, but just like each one of here, I also do normal things. Normal na tao lang po na nagising at nagbigay ng platform for other people to do what I enjoy doing. So, kumakain din po tayo, nagsiselfie din po, okay? Pero, gusto ko rin pakita na gusto ko rin mag-care sa mga tao. So, let me be your example that it is very possible to become a game changer. This is our contacts. If you want to learn more about us, please do so. And I'd like to thank the BCY for inviting me, for giving us some sort of inspiration to the wonderful audience that we have today. Palagpakan niyo yung mga sarili. Maraming salamat po.